This is the Matsui TVR185. It is a combo TV VCR unit. It's got built-in VCR on the front. There's the flap for the tapes to go in. The tube's a 14-inch curved CRT. Perhaps most importantly, it's got a SCART on the back. Down at the front, we've got the main power on and off switch. We also have an on button. That'll get it turned on out of standby, headphones, volume up, volume down, channel down. Then we have the VCR controls, infrared receiver. There is a little hatch or a little cover where I'm pointing. That's blanked over. On other models, this is configured differently. There's a composite RCA and a left RCA mono sound. But this particular one's opted for SCART. Matsui's just some cheapo brand. These TVs come in different brands such as Orion. Google search shows a lot of results over in the UK, so they've got this exact same model, albeit with a different plug for UK power supplies. Going around the back, there's the label Matsui. It's also probably had a few tag and tests done, because it's got a couple of stickers where such has been indicated. There's the SCART deep inside with the RF. A couple of carry handles. Orion tube, A34AGT13X07. No chassis identification that I can immediately see, or date of manufacture. A little dusty. The problem with these sorts of combo units is if you've got to fix the VCR part, it's much like a TV. Firstly, you've got to remove it or take the anode cap off, neckboard, etc., and then dig your way down into the VCR section. So it's quite annoying, quite a labour to actually do anything, really, if you've got to take the chassis out, having two units in one. Only mono, I think. I'm pointing the camera where there's a little speaker down on the bottom right front corner, or left bottom here if you're around the back. No trimmers, no pots of anything. The only thing funny I can see is that cap right there. There's a cap that's legs are fully, they haven't been cut back. Cap's too big to fit in its spot, so they've just lifted it up. They've placed it on top of the other caps around it and glued it in, so a little bit of a design misgiving there. I don't have the remote for this TV. Here's a picture of what I believe is the correct remote with those sides that stick out a bit. However, that being the case, I can get off AV here. I can just press down on the channel button and we go back into RF antenna snow. This was inside the VCR compartment, this Milan tape. It's actually got, it looks pretty moldy on the edge of the tape. So I'm going to use a different tape, one that I've grabbed from inside. It's an old Robotech video. It's much older than Milan, but it's in better condition. I'll put that in. So here we go. It's starting to play.
The brink of exhaustion as he attempts to keep the overwhelming Zentradi forces at bay.
It's not too bad, is it?
Bye-bye Mars.
Old Robotech is playing all right. Oh, tracking's out a little bit. Getting a bit wonky in the sound, but still, you'd say it is working. Not 100%, but that is the nature of VHS, isn't it? Next test, I want to test out the television's NTSC playback capability, not with tapes, but with its composite video. So I've got this SCART to composite adapter, and I'll plug in Super Famicom via composite to see if it can display NTSC. Super Famicom's hooked up, is in black and white. Now it's a possibility that if I had the remote, then maybe there's an option to change the colour system to NTSC. However, I can't determine that without the remote. So I don't know for sure, but it appears in a sort of a unverified way that it doesn't support NTSC playback. It locks on to the 60 Hz, no worries, but just not the colour signal. So I don't know for sure what the go is there without the remote or the service manual. Next, I'll go on to SCART proper and we'll see if we can get RGB. RGB via SCART, working fine. Picture is looking good. 60 Hz locked on, in colour. RGB clarity, looks good. Still on the Super Fami, going into the grid pattern. Needs to go to the right a little bit. The television, the picture, the geometry that is, but it's centered fairly well. I noticed earlier playing Super Mario World how well centered it was for simply out of the box, so to speak. I certainly haven't made any adjustments with it. It's a good picture. There's the example of Mario World's title screen being quite well centered, and the picture is good. That's without any adjustments. As I said before, I don't have the remote and I can't access the menu from the buttons on the front of the TV. So for a random setting, it's pretty good. Maybe it's still saved from the previous owner. All in all, I like the Matsui. I like what I'm seeing here. Got the VCR if you like it. If you're a bit strapped for room and you need small television, VCR, this would be a good thing. SCART RGB, beautiful. Not a bad TV. I don't mind these cheap little sets. They never cease to really impress me. Short video, but a useful one, I think, because if you see this television, you may as well get it, for sure. Thanks for watching. See you next time.